Body language. The 6 traits of a high status walk for man and woman. Your walk is the first thing people notice about you. Without uttering a single word, you tell a great deal about yourself. Remember, you do not get a second chance for your first impression. The traits or commonalities we will cover will be built on one another. Along the way in the video, you will be tested to see and spot what makes these walks so damn sexy. And per your request, at the end you will be provided an exercise, and the diehards among you, the 1%, the go-getters, they will create their own unique walk using that exercise in combination with the information in this video. Before we kick off the first trait, when I refer to the term alpha, I mean high status. If you want more elaboration on my view, watch the Tommy Shelby vs Billy Kimber body language breakdown. If you are watching this video roughly a year after this release, click here for the video on what a true alpha is throughout ancient and contemporary time. Friends, this is one of the most critical, crucial, most important, most essential, most significant trait for you to acquire and master it to the point that it becomes a habit. This is also the one trait in this video that differs between man and woman. Let's look at the inverse of this trait first. Rigid shoulders. When you walk stiff, rigidly, not having that sexy shoulder swing, you stay in your lane. You claim little space, not trying to get noticed, not trying to rub anyone the wrong way. Very prey-like minded psychology that translates into your physiology, your behavior. As you may know, people get stiff when they are stressed and feel threatened. The shoulder and trapezius muscles have a lot of androgen receptors. Generally speaking, men have more testosterone than women. Hence, wide shoulders are considered a masculine trait. A lot of studies have been done on this matter, and generally speaking, women prefer men with wider shoulders and men prefer women with more feminine traits. Narrow shoulders and wide hips being one of them. The shoulder to hip ratio has a big effect on our perceived attractiveness. There is evolutionary literature covering this. The gist is as follows. Wide hips signal low testosterone and fertility or ripeness. Now, why am I telling you this? Notice that men tend to swing their shoulders, highlighting their masculinity. Women swing more with their hips, highlighting their femininity. Jessica Pearson is one of my favorite female characters in cinema. Elegance, style, and a relentless strength of character. She is a master of strategy, perseverance, and power. The way she moves, it's buttery smooth.
Well, I may have my issues, but they only make me stronger.
See, female hips are anatomically built different. This makes women automatically sway their hips. But if you want to appear more like a powerful, independent alpha female, add a little extra sway. Besides the fact that this will drive men crazy, it is one of the ways of taking up more space. The question is, how do you do this? It's pretty simple. When you walk, don't place your feet on a straight line like this, but cross them over each other like this. This gives you that extra silky smooth sway in your hips. You can see it here. And here. And here. Observe Jeff Malone here, the masculine alpha counterpart. He is swinging his shoulders back and forth. When you memorize all the 6 traits, which I'll make very easy for you, and rewatch this video, you'll be able to observe all 6 traits in him as well. Look at how Brad Pitt walks here, exuding confidence. And particularly look at his shoulder, swiveling left and right. This is a trait you will see in almost every alpha male, no matter where you go. And something you must incorporate in your own walk. The takeaway of this one: sway a little with your shoulders for that smooth and sexy look. Another high status alpha trait, this one speaks for itself. Keep your head held high. Take on life instead of submissively looking down and not taking the world in. People, among many other reasons, look down to protect their throat. Again, prey-like mind body language. Exposing your throat and windpipe signals fearlessness. Walking with your head held high signals confidence and pride. But do not take this too far. Having your head too high and it comes over as arrogance. Friends, how do you look when you are calling on the phone? Just observe it for once. There is a high probability you talk like this.
Now it was the pork chop collection.
No.
Head down with hunched shoulders. Stop with that right away. Friends, this signals low status. It portrays the inverse of this trait. Low level. You hunch your shoulders, lowering your head and thereby making yourself smaller. Here is a better way to talk on the phone. Let's look at it again. Open torso, arms spread apart, claiming more space, head held high. Now that is how an alpha holds the phone when calling.
I take it you saw the press release.
I did.
I'm sorry that it had to be that harsh.
Let's see if you can spot the two traits we discussed thus far.
Please go over and make sure everything's okay. Thank you, Brody. I know a shortcut.
I'll play it once more.
Please go over and make sure everything's okay.
Head is held high and her hips are swaying. Try spotting it here. I'll play it once more. Shoulders swiveling and head held high. Got that? Let's move on to the next one. Youthful arm swing. Guys, walking with your hand like this gives that vibrant perception of you. The same walk has been adopted by many politicians and public figures who want to send out a message of their vitality. Friends, this arm swing is a must. It adds that little sexiness. As for putting hands in the pocket, you can put one hand in your pocket but stick at least your thumbs up. Thumbs are used to display dominance, assertiveness, or sometimes an aggressive attitude. Besides that, I find it aesthetically pleasing. Spot the traits we covered thus far.
0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds.
Shoulder swaying, head held high, and youthful arm swinging.
Dick over any of your partners lately?
Hip swaying, head held high, and youthful arm swinging. Activated scapula. This one is also very important. The inverse of this trait is what I call the hunched turtle. Protecting your throat by completely disappearing it and hunching yourself forward. Nothing screams a low status walk than people who walk like that.
Than you taking your relationship.
By the way, when reading body language, notice how unconsciously people do this when experiencing negativity or threat, like we covered here. How do we counter this? Because, come on, you don't want to appear low status and insecure, do you? The way to counter it is through scapula activation. Here is Alfie Solomon's doing it. Push your shoulders back and then down. Look what it does. You go from here, back, down. See the before and after. Big difference. Another added benefit of doing this is it protrudes or sticks out your chest. Remember guys, a man's chest has to enter the room before his belly. By activating your scapula and therefore lowering your shoulders and sticking your chest up, you signal authority and confidence. It also shows that you are a person who is used to being in charge. You're not feeling threatened. Your torso with all its vital organs are exposed and open. We often see this with athletes, police, and military personnel. They claim more space by broadening their stance and shoulders. Here's a fun little fact. This is exactly the reason why business suits have padded shoulders. to make their wearers look more powerful and authoritative. Here's a lasting truth of human nature. People will congregate around a single strong personality like planets orbiting a sun. Friends, I want you to strengthen your personality, not by adjusting just your outer appearance with these body language videos, but by adjusting your way of living, your internal being. We'll do this in due course of this channel. Watch this and see if you can observe the traits we have discussed thus far. Let's play it again. Shoulder swaying. Head held high. Youthful arm swinging. And with activated scapula.
Samantha, how'd it go?
I'll tell you how it went.
Once more. Hip swaying, head held high, youthful arm swinging, and with activated scapula. Non-reactiveness. We went in depth over this trait in another video. You also already got an exercise for this. It was the video here. Alphas are non-reactive. They walk at their own pace. Some walk slow, others walk fast, but whatever they do, they walk at their own pace. As a general rule, alphas have a smooth movement. However, for productivity purposes, walking a little faster will give you that extra edge. Look at this.
What can I do for you, Lewis?
How Jessica sees Lewis, and instead of stopping in a jerky movement, she elegantly slows down and then continues. Smooth and controlled. Remember, it doesn't make you less of an alpha if you walk faster. It is about your mentality, your grit, discipline and dedication, your outlook and principles of your life. That is what separates you from other people. Here's what's important though. When people join to walk alphas, they keep their own pace.
Robert Zane, just the man I was looking to see.
Whatever it is, Lewis, I have a tea time in an hour.
Well, that's okay.
The one who adjusts the most portrays the least power and status. So let other people adjust to your pace. The other thing is, do not fall to the inversion, the bouncing ball. When your head moves at rapid speed in all directions, jerky movements. Doing this shows that everything around you is more important than yourself and your purpose. Look where you want to look, but do not do it in a jerky movement. If you need to quickly look to the other side, move your eyeballs instead of moving your complete head. Also, another pro tip, when walking, don't look the other person too much in the eyes. Here you see Mike and Harvey walking. Observe how little Harvey looks at him. The person who looks to the other the most is perceived as having less social value than the other. Alphas make you work for their attention.
James?
Honey Penny.
Sir? How was the meeting?
Very good, thank you.
Here. Forensics finally released this. And at first we're going to talk about what happened back there.
What happened is...
Friends, and just out of pure generosity, here's another one. It is a facial expression tip that adds a whiff of extra sexiness to your unique walk, but beware with whom you use this. Ready? Add an occasional smirk here and there. This drives people wild. Before we get to the last one, let's test if you can spot all the traits up to here. Hip swaying, head held high, youthful arm swinging, activated scapula, and being non-reactive. Shoulder swaying, head held high, youthful arm swinging, activated scapula, and being non-reactive. Affirmative action. The inverse, a wishy-washy walk. You walk like this when you lack determination, not knowing where you're going. What makes you a high-value, high-status alpha person is your purpose in life. You know what you want and you go get it. The fact that you are watching this video right now amongst the many other videos online means there is an inclination within you. to learning how to increase your probability of achieving success in your life, whatever that means to you. And I respect that. It separates you from the majority of other people around you. They whine and don't take charge and responsibility over themselves. Now, if you channel that brewing curiosity and eagerness within you, you will go far in life. When you stand up, know where you want to go. For example, you get up, start walking from point A, and then what? Where is point B? See, true alphas walk with affirmative action. They aren't distracted by everything around them. Short-term gratification and their emotions do not rule them. It's their life's mission that propels them forward. And this way of thinking and acting makes you extremely high status. The man or woman you want to attract in your life is of secondary concern. Your internal drive, passion and dedication will draw them to you like moths are to fire. People notice this in your way of being. You become like a magnet and they can't help but to feel attracted to you, and that is a good thing, because you, unlike some other people, are actively trying to better their lives. Do not exploit people, but empower them. Now, have a look at this scene.
If you guys wanted to fight, why didn't they just get married?
You're seriously smoking next to aviation fuel?
Sylvester Stallone walks right past him. No time to argue here. Move straight ahead. Or James Bond in this scene. Look at how she looks at him. But he is walking with affirmative action. He is on a mission. He is there for a purpose. Same is to be spotted here with Claire Underwood from House of Cards. Walking with affirmative action. So friends, let's see if you can spot all the traits.
All right, here's what I need you to do.
You can tell me what you need me to do in a minute. First, we're going to talk about what happened back there.
Hip swaying, head held high, youthful arm swinging, activated scapula, and walking with affirmative action.
Talk about what happened back there.
What happened is I laid down the law, she accepted, I'm the man. Yep.
Shoulder swaying, head held high, youthful arm swinging, activated scapula, non-reactive, and walking with affirmative action. There you had it, friends, the 6 common characteristics of a high status walk. But how can you now remember all the 6 points easily? Take the first letter of every commonality and put them together. Then rearrange the letters and you get an awesome name. Whoa, I did not see that. Guys, the reason I did this is this makes it easier for you to remember. Before we move to the exercise, let's break down some people's body language and put this to the test. Friends, real quick, thanks for the overwhelming positive feedback on the videos. I'm truly grateful for every comment, like and subscribe of you. By the way, I cut half of this video on what an alpha male in contemporary times is because I didn't want the video to get too long. We'll cover that in the future. I mean, it would have been over 35 minutes, and I dived in the effect of adopting a spacious body language on our neurocircuitry. If you're deliberating on whether to subscribe or not, the goal of this channel is to give you the tools and strategies that you can implement in your life so you can achieve your desired goals and dreams. If that is something that resonates with you, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on the upcoming videos. Thanks again. Sexy shoulder swivel, head held high, affirmative action, youthful swing, activated scapula. You see this as the chest is pointing up with the shoulders down. And the last one, non-reactiveness, not looking too much to the other person. Let's do another one. Swaying hips, head held high, affirmative action, youthful swing, activated scapula, and the non-reactiveness. Friends, here is the exercise in case you want to develop your unique alpha walk. First, find someone's walk you love or want to emulate. Second, watch how they vary in the 6 points I mentioned, and then record yourself walking. And when you walk on the streets, just think Shayan. When adjusting anything in life, it will feel uncomfortable at first, but with enough repetition, it will become an automatic, unconscious behavior, a habit. For example, observe with which feet you put on your pants first and switch it up for the rest of the week. See how weird it feels. Keep doing this and you will notice in due time it will become your new standard. The same thing applies with adjusting your walk. If you face that discomfort head on, that will lead to lasting change. That being said, guys, which Peaky Blinders body language breakdown scene would you love to see next? Comment A, Tommy Shelby versus Luca Changretta.
You wanna walk through the door.
Or B, Oswald Mosley versus the Peaky Boys. Or C, Tommy versus this guy. Friends, create or adjust your walk by thinking about Shayan, and if you forget a letter, come back to this video and you will be reminded.